and a 10-2 decision in the finals to be the outstanding wrestler in the national tournament. So far, I think Brian gets my vote, but we've got a long way to go.
Wimsberger against Walker. Walker from St. Andrews High School in Delaware. He's wearing the red anklets, and Wimsberger is wearing the green anklets. And it's interesting, these are two states that are not widely known for their wrestling, especially the state of South Carolina. University of South Carolina doesn't even have a wrestling program.
Right, and as we said earlier, when your university, of your state university doesn't, then it doesn't help wrestling. Of course, Clemson does, but in Delaware, of course, the two-time state champ Earl Walker didn't get the respect he thought because of where he was from, and he said he started wrestling in the second grade, and he said he'd like some of the tradition. Delaware was a wrestling state in the old days. In his high school, St. Andrews had a tradition of wrestling, and he said now it's coming back a little bit. And George, this is another young man. He won the National Greco-Roman Championship, so he could be a two-time national champ also.
Both of these wrestlers highly thought of by the college recruiters. Walker considering Brown University in the Ivy League, and Lehigh, which has always been a traditional Eastern power. And Wimsberger appears to be headed to the Big Ten in Michigan State.
Yes, well, Wimsberger, he's won 4 state titles, and he's 29-0 this year as we see the first 2 points.
2-point takedown for Walker. He leads 2-0.
Michigan State needs a little help with Indiana coming back so strong last year, 14-0, and of course Iowa winning their 17th consecutive Big Ten championship. Michigan State looks like they're going to get a good one in Wimsberger.
They both go off the mat, and they'll resume with Wimsberger in the down position.
Earl Walker told me, he said, when I came, I just wanted to be in the top 8. Now that I've made the finals, I'm going to kind of look at being the national champion since I'm already there.
There's a 1-point escape for Wimsberger. It's 2-1 in favor of Walker.
I think we're going to see some scoring in this match, George.
Both tied up as they move toward the edge of the mat.
Wimsberger beat James Andrasesi of Ohio in his semifinal. Walker beat Dan Colas of Massachusetts in his semifinal.
Both wrestlers having a problem getting a firm hold. Walker in on a leg that time, but they go off the mat with 28 seconds remaining, first period.
Now, I know a lot of the fans out there aren't going to believe this, but Walker's overall record, including summer tournaments and everything, is 1,192 wins and 37 defeats since the second grade. That's a lot of tournaments, 1,192 wins.
Both wrestlers still feeling each other out. And that's the end of the first period, with Walker having the advantage at 2-1.
Earl Walker took the right approach to this tournament, as we see the flip. He said, hey, no one expects anybody from Delaware to win anything, so I'm relaxed here. And so far, he goes to a school, St. Andrews, only 145 boys, so he's kind of the unknown quality in this tournament, Earl Walker, on top.
Walker deferred, and Wimsberger chose the down position as we start the second period. Walker still in control as they move toward the edge of the mat.
Once again, Fred Richardson, that had the semifinals of the NCAA, as we see a 4-1 as a 2-point right there.
2-point near fall for Walker.
His referee in this match from Reading, Pennsylvania. This has been quality all the way as officiating, right down to the way they're running the tournament. Plus the food is not bad in the media room, George. I knew you would be able to comment on that.
Walker driving Wimsberger out of bounds as Wimsberger tried to stand up. 1:19 remaining, second period.
Walker on top, 4-1. Wimsberger, as we said, 4 state titles in South Carolina. He's 121 wins, 2 losses. But South Carolina not noted for high school wrestling, so he was a question mark coming into this tournament, but he's been very positive with his wins.
Wimsberger struggling to get out of the grasp of Walker as they go flying off the mat. 1 minute remaining in the period. There was a caution. There's the 1 point for the escape for Wimsberger. It's now 4-2 in favor of Walker. They go off the mat. They'll resume.
Once
36
again,
seconds.
No Pennsylvania wrestler in this match, and the crowd is once again just watching. And we have, as we said, 41 states represented in this national championship, and all week long we've had good attendance, especially for so young an event. First year for our national championships. I think it's really going to catch on, George. This is going to be something young wrestlers look forward to wherever it is held, and I'd like to see back here in Pittsburgh to give them a second chance. And I think all the Pennsylvania wrestlers that didn't come this year will come next year.
Very nice headlock attempt that time by Wimsberger, but he couldn't pull it off. 4-2, Walker with the advantage as we end the second period. Now as we move into the third period, Walker will assume the down position. He deferred in the second period. He will be in the down position.
The early prediction of a lot of scoring has gone by the wayside, but we're going to have one, it looks like, right here.
Wimsberger struggling to retain control.
George, if my legs stayed that straight, that long, I would never walk again. It's a great job by Earl Walker. The flexibility that he showed right there is remarkable. I think that came a lot from his freestyle wrestling in the summertime. As we said, he just never stops, and of course, most of the wrestling in the summertime is freestyle. There's the point, giving up.
Wimsberger allowed him to get out of that with the escape for 1 point for 5-2 lead. Now he's quickly in on a leg. And Wimsberger gets the 2 points for the takedown.
The strategy worked. He gave up 1 to get 2, and good idea. It's 5-4 now. He's down by 1 point.
5-4, 1 point lead, and I think he's going to let him go again.
Hey, when something's working, go for it.
6-4, 1 point on the escape, and they're in the neutral position.
He's got 1:19, and you know he's going to shoot at any minute.
Needs 2 to tie, so the takedown will tie it for him. Wimsberger does. Walker is backing up. Now he tries to shoot in on a leg.
You have to be very aware of stalling points at this point right now, because there's not a lot of action, and I know these two refs want action. George, I think Wimsberger has something in mind. He's trying to just lull Walker to sleep, and he's going to go for a throw at any time.
Walker continues to back up.
Wimsberger went for it that time, but Walker showing a lot of quickness to go with that agility that we talked about.
29 seconds left, and he's got to make a move quick. Trying to shoot in was Walker.
The best defense sometimes is a great offense, and Walker that time went on the offensive rather than doing any blocking.
15 seconds. Wimsberger's got to make a move, and he's got to make it quick. Shoves him out of bounds with 11 seconds remaining.
Two young men that weren't expected, to be truthful, to be in the finals from Delaware and South Carolina. They beat some Iowa and Pennsylvania people along the way.
8 seconds, 6 seconds. Wimsberger, tried to get him, but he couldn't get him as Walker got away from him. Earl Walker defeating Daniel Wimsberger by a decision 6-4, and Walker from the state of Delaware is the champion in the 145-pound weight class.
In a true national championship. Here's a young man from a school of 145 boys in the school, 245 students, and he's the national champion. Congratulations, Earl Walker.
Earl Walker, possibly headed for Brown or Lehigh as he strides over to Jim Herbstritt, and he'll be chatting with the champion from the state of Delaware at 145 pounds.
Thank you, George. Earl, it was a heck of a match. You had a great competitor there.
Yeah, he was tough. It's a good counter. I'm used to being able to shoot on my opponents, and he had a good defensive posture, good defensive stance.
Did a nice job, and Mike and George were talking that you're kind of a surprise here. A lot of people didn't expect you'd make it this far. How's the competition in Delaware and that you faced in your title championships before this? How does that compare with this?
Delaware's tough. We're not, on the whole, as tough as the, Oklahomas and Nebraskas, Indianas. But we're tough. We have some good individuals, like we have 4 or 5, 6 other guys, that I think can compete nationally, I think. And I've been working out with a real good guy. Our one 30-pounder that was here today, he got 8th. I've been working out with him all week. He's helped me out a lot.
Well, that's great, Earl, and I'm sure you're going to go on a long ways, too.
Yeah,
Any plans after this?
I've been accepted to Brown and Lehigh.
Great.
So whatever happens between that, I don't think I'll be able to go wrong. And
that's right.
Kind of leaning towards Brown right now. But I'm going to wrestle wherever I go.
That's great, Earl, and I'm sure we'll be seeing your names among those national wrestling championships in college.
Let's hope.
Okay,
Yeah.
Great. Thanks very much,
Thank
Earl. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with more from the National High School Wrestling Championships right after this.